Hello, everyone. You might know me as Craig Stern. You might also know me as Sinister Design. I'm an indie developer and the creator of Together in Battle. Today I wanted to do a quick little video to walk you through the process of creating your own custom character that you can recruit or otherwise face on the battlefield in Together in Battle. To start, we just go here in the title screen down to Custom Characters. We create a new custom character by clicking this button right here. And there's a number of things we can set here. The very first thing we do is we create the character's name. I'm just going to create Craig the Great. That's actually not ideal, though. We really want like a real last name because, you know, the last name can show up on its own in dialogue. So let's go for, I don't know, Robinson. Why not? And then a nickname? How about Craigie? That works all right. Species. We've got 6 different species we can choose from here. We can be humans, we can be licit, they're kind of like lizard men. We can be shadowlings, which are psychic predators that can fly. Sprigates, that are kind of like gargoyles, they can breathe various elemental breath attacks. Spirits, which are purely psychic beings, very, very resistant to physical damage, but also very vulnerable to mental damage. And golems, which are basically steam-powered robots. Let's go ahead and create a human, just because humans tend to have the widest variety of options available to them, and I want to show off all the options here. Gender, you can pick a gender, you can pick what kind of people your character romances, you can pick a class. Humans especially have a lot of different classes they can be. As you can see, there are descriptions down here of every single class. You can also read it here if you like reading smaller text. Let's just go ahead and say that Craig is a cavalier. Personality, there's a bunch of different personality types your character can be. Each of these has different effects, which are listed down here. We are going to be a jokester. Jokesters are fun because they can raise other characters' morale. They also have some of the best dialogue, in my personal opinion. Physical traits, we get to pick one positive trait and one negative trait. Some of them are incompatible. For example, you cannot be both a swimmer and aquaphobic at the same time. That is not compatible. But you could be, for instance, a swimmer with oily skin, right? So you do well with resisting drowning damage. You can get it back out of water and act immediately if you're pushed in. But you take extra heat damage. That's the trade-off with this particular combo. And there's like a ton of different traits that you could go with. Let's say he's a swimmer, but he's got bad joints. Kind of works out. If you got bad joints, you swim for exercise. That's what the old folks do, anyway. Background, you can pick a bunch of different life backgrounds for your character. And each life background produces different things that they can do. Sometimes they'll do it in camp at night. Sometimes it's a stat bonus, like we get with the soldier. And sometimes it gives you a special attribute. Sometimes it's like a behavior they'll do in camp. Sometimes it's something in battle. For example, let's see if we can find a good... Here's one. The dancer, right? They gain the nimble attribute, and they get a skill, twirl, that they can use to swap positions with other characters. Here we get a character portrait that we can customize. There's a randomize button, so you can just kind of keep clicking till you see something you want to work off of, or you can just pick whatever you see here. Yeah, let's go with this, and we'll work off that. So we can change the skin palette. Can make him any number of different skin shades, including a few rather fanciful ones that the game isn't going to pick by default, but you can if you want. Same with eye color. There's a bunch of different eye colors in the game. You can kind of pick which one you want. Hair color, we've got brown, dark brown, black, etc., and some anime hair colors, just for fun. And so we also have different head shapes. We can kind of pick one that suits our character. We have different hairstyles. Yeah, let's go with that. Eyes, we have different ones we can do. We have different mouths. I think actually, yeah, let's go with that. And then maybe, let's see if we can add a beard separately. That's in the accessories menu. We'll get to that in a second. Different nose shapes. Yeah, that seems all right. Let's go into the accessories menu. So we have a bunch of different beards we can use to customize our character. Maybe this, maybe that. It's up to you. We also have, you can give the character a tattoo, just like real life, right? Because I definitely have that tattoo. You can give them a scarf, or a pendant, or any number of other things. Give them a little neck bandana, make them look rugged. And let's see, we can also change the character's default outfit. Ah, look at that, styling. Let's confirm that. We can also change their default expression. This generally is meant to sort of express the character's personality. So this character is a jokester, so happy or winking would make sense as a default expression for him. And now we come to growth points. This is a lot like Fire Emblem, but different. Growth points are kind of like, you can envision it as like a deck of cards. Every stat gets a number of cards in the deck equal to its growth points. Right, so here, for example, just to give like one example here, let's say that, we don't want to give you Psy, what's that about? Yeah, okay, so here, for example, right, we've got 8 growth points that we've given this character. 3 health, 2 energy, 2 strength, and 1 accuracy. By default, when characters level up in Together in Battle, they draw 2 cards out of the growth deck. So out of 8, 3 of those cards are health. So there's a 3 in 8 chance that on level up, Craig will draw health. After that, all the remaining health will be taken out of the deck. It'll just be 5 cards left, and there will be a 1 in 5 chance of drawing accuracy, a 2 in 5 chance of drawing energy, or a 2 in 5 chance of drawing strength. That's kind of how it works. So the more points you put into one thing, the less likely a second thing is to get selected on level up. That's fine. Let's reduce the energy growth a little bit, and maybe let's give Craig a little bit of reflexes. The ability to turn and face rear backstab attacks before they hit. Alright, with all that done, we still have one more thing left we can do, and that is customize dialogue. Every character has a bunch of different types of dialogue that they can give both in combat and out of combat. You don't have to customize this. You can just kind of let the game generate the dialogue for you. Any dialogue that's left blank like this, when the character is generated, the game will look to their personality and fill in the blanks with lines appropriate to that personality type. But that said, if you want custom dialogue, you can totally do that. Let's give our character Craig here exactly one victory line unique to him. So fall the enemies of Sinister design. And we can change his facial expression when he says this. We could, for instance, make him look mean. Yeah. So fall the enemies of Sinister design. And so on. You can do this for all these different types of dialogue. These ones down here are non-combat dialogue that characters can say when they're interacting with other characters. In camp, for example. And that's that. Now if we look in custom characters, we will see we have Craig Robinson, the Cavalier, all ready to roll. And from now on, whenever we go to recruitment in the main game, there's a chance Craig will appear and that we can recruit him. And if we don't recruit him, there's a chance that we may eventually face him on the battlefield as an enemy. That's all I've got, folks. Thanks for watching. And I hope you're enjoying Together in Battle. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I hope you'll check it out and then enjoy it. See you next time.